Same answer, applies to this one as well, because it is.
Further is that,
Yeah.
the leader, the Imam is holding the copy in his hand. That is.
What's the need for this? I remember once this question was put to, most probably, as far as I can remember it, Hazrat Muslim Maud during the last days of his life, during the month of Ramadan itself, that the same question, that a person can hold a copy of the Holy Quran just to correct the Imam if in case he is forgetting somewhere. So the answer Hazur gave was, is takalluf ki zaroorati kya hai? What's the need of this just artificial way of just correcting the Imam? So we don't have a tradition, and we have never heard among the earlier Sahaba of, well, at that time there was no printed copies of the Holy Quran, but whatever was available, because to finish the Holy Quran during the Tarawih, I don't think it is obligatory. The purpose is just to offer nawafil. So whatever, as Imam Sahib has said, whatever is available with you in your memory to read the Holy Quran, that should be done. Faqra'u ma tayassara min al-Quran. And the rest is all just artificial ways of just completing the Tarawih. There is no need for that. And we don't have a tradition like this.
The final question that actually it's probably worth raising now, given that we've been discussing the recitation of the Holy Quran, is a viewer from Canada, Dr. Muhammad Bodan Sahib, has written to us, and he has asked, when Hazrat Jibreel came to recite the Holy Quran to the Holy Prophet ﷺ every Ramazan, and in fact, obviously we know that it was twice during the final year, the final Ramazan in the lifetime of the Holy Prophet ﷺ, did he recite the Quran in the chronological order of its revelation, or was it recited in the current Quranic order that one finds in the book of the Holy Quran as currently presented?
Well, if I have to answer this question, I feel that this is exactly right, as the questioner has pointed out, that there was a revision of all that text of the Quran which had been revealed unto that particular point of time. So the Hazrat Jibreel would come and sit with the Holy Prophet ﷺ, and they would recite together over all that part which has been revealed by that time. So it should be remembered that the hadiths make it very clear that whenever the revelation was brought by Hazrat Jibreel to the Holy Prophet ﷺ, the practices mentioned there very clearly, categorically, that each time Jibreel would point out under the instruction from Allah Almighty that this new verse is to be placed after that verse and before that verse. So it means exactly the positioning of the newly revealed verse was determined then and there. And from then on, all the companions, they memorized in the same order. So naturally, there was an order being created as the revelation continued. So obviously, in this context, it becomes quite clear that whatever portion had been revealed, and in whatever sequence and order it was directed to be preserved, in that order it was rehearsed and revised. So to be, as they say, doubly sure. So it may be that as the revelation continued for 23 years, some of the parts must have been revised 23 times, 22 times, 21 times, so that there should be no iota of ambiguity in this matter, and all the verses should be very clear to the Holy Prophet ﷺ and to his companions. So it was recited in that order. That's my feeling.
Yeah, I think when the Holy Quran used to be revealed, the Holy Prophet ﷺ had 4 principal teachers whom he used to personally instruct about the memorization of the Holy Quran, and also about the order in which it was to be memorized. On top of that, there were scribes, and I think a number of 15 is mentioned in Islamic traditions, that there were 15 scribes who would scribe the Quran down, and also the order was set out, and it was obviously a revealed order in that sense, as Imam said. So the Holy Quran's text and its order was revealed, and it follows from there that during the month of Ramadan, the order of revision is in the order of the Quran that we have in our midst today.
So that's obviously because there are some who suggest that the order of the Holy Quran, as we currently have, was different to that which was the Holy Prophet ﷺ instructed, or was revealed to him, that should be the order that we currently see. So obviously, just to be absolutely clear, the method of revelation and the fact that there was this revision year after year made absolutely clear that the current order in which we find the Holy Quran was the order ordained by God,
yes.
and as the Holy Prophet ﷺ instructed, to be written?
I think this is very important to note that each and every verse was clearly pointed out that where it has to go in those fragments on which small, pieces of leather or stone or bone, whatever it was written there because that was the only material available at that time. So the positioning of each verse was clearly determined and given there. And that was the order, which is still today, and that was repeated and rehearsed again and again.
Yudarisu, the words which have been used here is Yudarisu. That means that Jibreel as-salam would read and the Holy Prophet would follow him. So that will, it should be clear in that case that it was only in that form, in which form we find it today, as it has been preserved. The present, let us say, order of the verses, which is from the beginning to the end. So that was the whole of the Holy Quran. That was how it was. That is which has been repeated by the Holy Prophet during the last Ramadan of his life. And then it was 2 times.
Jazakallah. I think we're now running out of time, but I'd just like to say thank you and Jazakallah to the panel members and to you, the viewers, for joining us today. If you would like to participate, and the intention is for this program to be as interactive as possible, and we will, throughout this series, try and answer as many of your questions as you have. If you would like to participate, then we welcome your emails and your faxes. You can email us at faithmatters@mta.tv. That is faithmatters@mta.tv. And if you'd like to fax, the fax number is +44 208 687 8037. Now I hope inshallah in future programs we'll be able to discuss, obviously our next program we will have entered the month of Shawwal, and we hope inshallah to be able to move on to further topics. We have received a number of other questions and hopefully we can touch upon those in future subjects. But again, I'd like to thank the panel and thank the viewers for your participation. Inshallah, hope we can meet again for future programs. Jazakallah and assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.